Boys, week 15 is here, and it started off with a big thriller last night. Chiefs at the Chargers. What a game last night. It definitely had me nervous and shaken a little bit because that was a really massive game for the Chiefs to win, and I am super pumped and excited about it. But before we hop into today's video, I just want to shout out and say thank you guys for all the support on the recent videos, and let's hit a milestone of 100 subscribers by the end of this year. We are so close, so touch that like button along with the subscribe button, and comment down below who you think is going to win this week and your predictions and stuff like that. So let's hop straight into our week 15 predictions. So we start off on Saturday night with a absolute banger of a game. We have New England at Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is favored by 2.5 points. The over and under for this game is 45.5. I think this will probably be one of the best games this week. It'll also be the best game played on Saturday because it's the only game played on Saturday. I think Indianapolis will win this game. They're coming off a bye week. They have, I believe, a better running game than New England. They have a better first-team running back than New England does, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, I think, has something to prove now. He's going up against a top-tier defense, and he really has to ball out if he really wants to kind of take up the mantle of Derrick Henry and be considered in the same class as Derrick Henry. Now, we all know Derrick Henry's on his own level. He's a freak of nature, just how big he is and how fast he is for being so big. But if Jonathan Taylor wants to take that next step, he has to do something against New England. And I think Carson Wentz is also going to ball out this week. I think this will be a really exciting game. I think the score will be relatively high. No weather's impacting this game, so it is in a dome, and I think the Colts are going to win 34-28. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, a 6-point game. New England's not a bad team, so they're going to keep it close. I just think New England's offense is a little bit behind Indianapolis's at the moment. And if you look back at Indianapolis's games, for the last 8 games, they have scored 30.7 times. So their offense is clicking. They got a good offense going on right now. Our next game of the week is Cincinnati at Denver. The Broncos are favored by 3, and the over and under for this game is 44. A lot of people like Denver in this matchup. I'm going to take Cincinnati and the points. I'm actually going to take Cincinnati to win this game. I just think that they are overall a better team than the Broncos are. The Broncos are getting a slot receiver back, and I believe they're getting one of their cornerbacks or safeties back. So they're starting to get healthy. And I know Cincinnati is not, but this is a must-win game for Cincinnati if they want to maybe even take over the division, take over as the division leader. That will all depend on the next game we predict, but the game this week that the Ravens have. But I think Cincinnati will end up pulling this one out and be very close. I think it's going to be like a 21-20 ball game. Cincinnati, I think, has better weapons and can score relatively quick, where Denver has to move kind of methodically down the field. That Javonte Williams guy, though, holy smokes, he is a good player. For this game, I think Cincinnati will win and improve to 8-6. Our third matchup of the week is another great matchup, but Lamar Jackson isn't starting, I don't believe. I think it's going to be Brett Hundley. And the Packers are kind of prepared for something like this because they faced Justin Fields last week, a mobile quarterback. So they really didn't have to change anything up in practice. Now, we all know Lamar Jackson is almost 2 times better at scrambling than Justin Fields is at this point in time. Justin Fields, you know, he could earn his spotlight eventually, but not right now. But with Brett Hundley being the starter, I think the Packers are going to win, and I think they will probably win by a big margin as they are favored by 7, and the over and under for this game is 43.5. But I think they will completely blow that out of the water. I think they'll win by at least 10 points. I think they win 30-20. Something that I don't think people have noticed is the Packers offense isn't clicking like it was last year. I know they just dropped a 45 burger on Bears, but overall their offense isn't as solid. And I know they're missing like 11 key players and maybe even more due to injury. But this is going to be a really scary team to face in the offseason or in the postseason. So I wouldn't want to face them. I know the Chiefs beat them, and I think it might be a Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl this year. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I think the Packers win this game. Our fourth matchup of the week is a game that I predicted way early in the season. I predicted that the Saints would beat the Bucks, and lo and behold, they did, and then Jameis Winston got injured, and then Saints fell off the map. I would love to pick the Saints here again because I think they have Tom Brady's number, but I'm going to stick with Tampa. I do think the Saints will probably cover, though. So Tampa is favored by 10.5 points, and the over and under for this game is 45.5. But I think the Saints will cover and keep it close. I do think it'll be a 31-26 ball game. So relatively high scoring as well. But Tampa overall will get the win. I think Tom Brady will probably play really great in the first half and then kind of fall off in the second half. But overall, Tampa Bay gets the win and will be still fighting for the number 1 seed in the NFC. So our final game of the week is Minnesota at Chicago. Chicago coming off one of their best performances. I know they lost, but one of their best performances of the season against the Green Bay Packers. So I know there's a lot of probably emotion into this game, and Minnesota, though, is playing so much better than Chicago. I would argue Minnesota's probably playing the best football out of maybe all the wild card teams, or at least the wild card teams with 7 or less wins. I mean, you can debate that the 49ers and the Colts all are playing better than the Vikings, but I think the Vikings are really good, and I think they will win this game. They are favored by 6, and the over and under for this game is 44.5, but I think they will probably double that score and win 32-20. Chicago, I don't see them fighting back against Minnesota. Their defense, though, on Minnesota does scare me a little bit. They tend to give up more points and just tend to give up leads more than any other team. But I do think they will win by 12, and it might be one of their first victories or first games that it isn't decided by one possession. So that is my Week 15 game pick. I am super excited that we are almost to the playoffs. So we will probably be doing like a playoff prediction or who we think is gonna make it to the playoffs probably next week at some point after this weekend, and then kind of make our playoff teams there, and then going into the playoffs we'll make like a playoff predictions and who we think is going to go to the Super Bowl and stuff like that, along with our divisional matchups and stuff like that. I don't know how we're going to do it, if I keep doing it throughout the whole playoffs or if I just go one whole video predicting the playoffs. So that's going to be something interesting and that I'll have to figure out. But thank you guys for watching today's video. It means a lot to have you guys, and subscribe again if you are new around here. If you're enjoying this content, touch the like button. It helps out the channel a lot, lets me know what you like, and if you want to see more content and stuff like that. And don't forget to comment down below who your favorite team is and who you think is going to win this week, and any predictions and stuff like that. And also comment down below any video ideas you might have for me to do in the off season of the NFL. So with that all being said, I will see you boys later. Peace.